So if you don't have any questions for me, okay, Alex. Hi, honey. Oh, 10 pounds. You are so generous to me. Hi, Alex, hon. Work lady told me she has a hospital appointment. It's hard to get the balance between being a friend, which I don't want, between distancing myself enough to move on. I distance to reset the balance. Are you telling me, Alex, that the reason she turned you down for a date was that she had a hospital appointment? Or is the hospital appointment something she's asking you to go with her? I don't understand. She has a hospital appointment. No, she wanted to just be friends. Okay. Um, I know. And quite frankly, from what you told me, she was really flirting with you. Now, I know that you started to build a scenario because she was flirting with you. I just don't think she thought that you were going to take any action on it. And then when you did, she kind of didn't know what to do from that point on. There are people who like to stir us up for their ego. Carrie, welcome back here. Okay. They want to stir us up. And so this is what we're trying to avoid. And you never know until you get there. But let me commend you because this whole discussion that we were having previously before the electronic gods kind of got in the way was all about the fact that we have to speak up. Had you not directly asked her out, Alex, you wouldn't know to this day. You'd still have a crush on her, and maybe you'd send her something for Christmas, and you'd give her a present. Maybe you'd give her a card because I know you had something nice for her. And you would have done all of that in the hopes, and then been that sad, little longing puppy, just kind of waiting for a little pat on the head. So if somebody that you only want as a lover turns down a date or rebuffs in advance or clearly shows you that they are not interested, even if they flirted with you, which is not cool, you must move on. And I know it's hard because you work together. I realize that, but you have to move on. In your mind, chalk it up to, I'm proud of myself. I took a shot. I confronted her. I actually responded to what I thought was flirtation. I did the cool thing. Good for me. Because approach has never been your great comfort zone. And so I'm really proud of you. Now you have the answer. For all the guys dating, it is a numbers game. Ladies, too. It's a lot in the heterosexual world for a guy to ask us out because when we get turned down as men, some women are very cruel about it. They love to do it in front of their friends. They'll flirt with you. You'll come over. You think it's a sign. Then they'll put you down on purpose. Some very insecure and unhealthy people out there. This was just somebody that I think was very sweet and very kind and kind of feeling a little feisty that day and testing the waters and had no idea that you would come back and take her up on it. Move forward. Commend yourself because you don't do that enough. I know you well. Commend yourself on taking the action and getting the answer. This, all that I have prepared for you today, is to get the answer. It's important, all right? I would rather you hear something you don't want to hear, which enables you to move forward, than to have you spinning your wheels in hope for weeks or months, all right? Ask me your questions. Oh, Kartikeya? Kartikeya? That's a beautiful name. Your videos are great help. You saved me. Thanks. Love from India. Wow, that's great. Kylie, yes, I found my way back. I had to start a whole new thing. Patricia, my boyfriend is in England and I am in the US. Okay. He was supposed to come but didn't. Another woman has asked him to see Nutcracker and he told me he still hasn't told her no. 6 months relationship we met. Okay, you've been apart for each other for 6 months, Patricia? Because if you have, he's got somebody chasing him there. Long distance relationships are hard. They're not easy for any of us. You have to know this. What we need to do is really establish goals. And I understand it's very difficult to travel. Now, the US, by the way, major snowstorms and crises and stuff like that, and so not so easy to get to us during these holiday times. Worst travel time of the year. However, if you are in a long distance relationship, did you meet, you were there, you hooked up, you knew each other from class, from school, from whatever, then I strongly suggest that what you do is say to him, look, I really want to make this work. In order to make this work, we have to make certain commitments to each other, to visit, to have video chats, to really, and that's the only way it's ever going to work. Otherwise, you will quickly become a foreign lover. You know, that when you happen to be in town, maybe next summer, I don't know, you go to the UK and you see him and you hook up for a while and have your little dream time together. But people, the reason that long distance relationships are hard is that people tend to want to take what's readily available and easy. Why would somebody curtail their good time to wait for you? You've got to have a really committed relationship. So I think oftentimes my response to this is that one person commits way in advance, like puts all their eggs in the basket and will suffer because of it. Good on him that he didn't accept this date. But it's too bad because he's not giving you a lot of security. He's told you that some woman's asking him out and he hasn't accepted, but he's also not coming to the US. So you all need a real talk about the goals that have to be kept. Okay? I do appreciate that. All right, bye-bye. 5 euros. Hi, Kylie. How are you? Oh, you've really helped me to improve myself, love myself, and take control of my love life. Wow. Wow. Thank you and happy holidays, Kylie. The Brit living in Spain. I had a chance to talk to you. I know this is really cool because I had a course that I was teaching. I'm teaching the second half in January, and then I've discontinued this because it's so good, but it's just polishing the stone. I think people want, if I have a group course, I think they're going to want immediate, like, oh my God, a breakup. How do I get through the breakup? But Kylie was going to attend and she has other classes and other things to do, but that would have been great because now my groups are very small. I don't want any more than 7 people. I coach. I don't like to just read off answers. I like, just like this, I like to work with you. And if I have 15 or more, it goes into a couple hours because I want to work with each person. Now, I know classes don't work like that. I do understand, but I like to work with you. So I'm trying to find a way to be Susan and put people in a group, and I'll be offering something else maybe next summer on another topic that's easier to do, that, you know, you've done a lot of the work before you come to the course. But Kylie, I had a chance to meet her and we had a video chat together, which was awesome. Okay, dear Susan, thank you for all the videos. This is my 3rd holidays being single, and my friends do not somehow invite me. I'm 34 years old, and I feel sometimes people are jealous of me. I love the fact that you think they're jealous rather than they pity you. That is huge on your part. And from, let's see, I experience jealousy from my friends. LM continues, I'm alone, but I do have a full life with many projects. And these people, my friends who know that I'm single and don't invite me, or do I have a high expectation? Are they really friends or are they situational friends? Situational friends they're people we went to college with, they're people in our neighborhood, they're people in our apartment building, they're people on a project that we've worked with, but they're really more unified with us, not because we're soul to soul friends. Dispositionally, philosophically, I want you in my life, I value you as a person, like it's a conditional friendship. You know, how many friends did you have in college? You moved away from college. How many of them did you keep? And some you really liked. You know, do you even still talk to your college roommates? Some people do, some people don't. You grow apart. Part 2 to this, LM, being single. Nobody knows how to fuse that into a group situation. It's always weird. If they're jealous, maybe they don't want to include you because they've got partners and you're something spectacular. When I first moved to Crystal Springs, which was a suburb of in northwestern New Jersey, and I built my dream home, and it was magnificent. I mean, gorgeous. It was going to be my forever home. People didn't invite me. I didn't factor in, I'm single. very well employed, very notable career because I was in television, in financial news, had a substantial standing in Manhattan and nationwide because my show was national. And I thought, oh my gosh, no, they didn't want to. They didn't want their husbands around. They imagined, like, oh, yeah, I've moved to this rural community because my goal is to get your husband. But they didn't feel comfortable. The single person is always a difficult thing, except, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Younger generations are more inclusive. Younger generations and major cities, not the suburbs. In New York City, you have married women going out with single women. You've got couples going out with single friends. It's much more like about who you are. But you get into the suburbs or a smaller town and you can be excluded. So that's just the way the world works. And it's okay. Being single, I know I work in this field, but I think being single and loving it, it is the best. If you want a partner, great. If you want a lover, great. If you want several lovers, great. If you want no lovers, great. We're just here to find out what makes us feel good and happy. But there's a lot more difficulty when we try to do it with somebody else, which is why I have a profession. Okay, everybody. I have a question for you, Kylie. Okay, £5 again. Thank you. I mean, €5. I'll post it in the comments. I can't fit it in here. Okay. All right. We will be looking for it. Ooh, I'm looking for the ooh comment. Okay. 1, dating a younger man. I'm 46, he's 28. Okay, well, you already have my, oh, I know. Not only is he 18 years younger, okay, we're from different cultures. That's beautiful. I'm English, he's Moroccan, fantastic, and have different beliefs. I'm spiritual, he's Muslim. Okay, all right. Interesting, interesting, interesting. It's 1 in 3, so I'm going to have to skip past some of you. I'm going to come back, Julio. Let me come back. Where's the rest of it? That's 1 in 3. So Kylie, I'm sure you're still writing. I'm looking for it. Can't find it yet. All right. My understanding of being with somebody who's different, and my version of that was older, younger. The things that connect you, the resonance, the energy, the attitudes, the mentality is so much stronger than the identifiers that separate you. You may be different colors, different ages, different religions, different cultures, everything. But in the middle, you've got to have more that keeps you together. So this is an exploration, and understand that when this is called into your life, it is a wake-up call to grow. I haven't read the rest of it, and I don't want to skip over other people's super chats, but when you are called into a relationship dynamic, when you feel interest, I believe, in another person, intrigue, like everything looks wrong, but you want to go anyway. And you're not a masochist, and it's not an unhealthy pattern. It's just like new and different, but something is calling you. I truly believe that that is our higher self tapping us on the shoulder, saying, there's something here for you. In the puzzle of your life, this person holds a piece, and you're interacting with them, independent of the outcome, has a pivotal piece for you. My pivotal piece with the younger guy, believe me, I had no idea about the chaos and the fallout and the hatred and the discrimination and all that. But look at where it threw me, right here. You think I thought about this as a career? We didn't have this as a career. Better yet, we didn't need it as a career. Okay, so I'll catch the rest of that. Thank you so much. Ooh, Kylie, I'll be looking for it. Okay, so we've only got number 1. Let's see. Okay, it feels good now to be alone and by yourself. Okay, stronger, great. Julio, $5. Thank you, my dear. I'm very outgoing, funny with friends, but struggle to be outgoing when dating. Okay. Okay. Some friends are shocked when I say I'm shy when dating. Any advice? Okay. Um, why are you afraid to give the cues that you're interested? So part of dating is there's the part where you put yourself out there, as in online, or you're in a location with your friends and you're able to flirt or be approached or you approach. Approach is a skill. It's a skill set to learn. Alex and I have talked about it. I work with many of my men on this, but learning to be conversational, I think uh, there could be 15 reasons for this. And if I had you by myself and had time to ask you questions and listen to what you said, we could have it done. But I've got to guess. So, in the short term, as a quick fix, I would suggest that even if somebody looks romantic and they come in through a romantic portal, like, you know, a dating site or whatever, that what you do is treat them first and talk to them as a human being. Separate the tension of the sexual attraction and try to just have a human conversation. That is the basis of pickup artists. Well, part of the foundational work that they do to teach their guys to be comfortable. And I do understand you can be incredibly shy around somebody, but it's only because you go into the dating mindset. Whenever I have friends that get tripped up around somebody that they have a crush on, I tell them, just remember, try to treat them just like a normal person that you're having a conversation with, and you'll lose that because you're good with your friends, right? Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to go back to. Oh, Carrie is answering Thomas. I think Thomas. Somebody had like 15 things in here, but there are so many for me to read. The story is bigger. Faith says, my guy went to rehab for his drinking with no notice. He's out now, but leaving town again to spend holidays with ex-wife and adult kids. My dad died last week. Any hope? Okay, so there are a couple things here. Oh, and first of all, Lil Loon, 20 US dollars. My God, thank you so much. Maybe you've got a question, maybe you don't. We'll find it. But thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so kind. Faith, if you've never dated anybody in sobriety, if this person gets into sobriety, you have to understand a couple things that you don't know yet. One is if they're in a program with a sponsor, they're not supposed to be dating for the first 6 months to a year. That's one. Two, he's going back to his family, his wife, to his ex-wife and adult kids, probably to do some amends, to clean up the damage of the drinking. And that's another necessary part. So you have your hands full. When you can talk to this person that you're seeing, ask them, do you have a sponsor? Are you allowed to date? Are you able to date? Or is your focus now to reclaim your family? Okay? Basic questions, ask them straight. Only then you'll know if there's hope. Okay? But there's a lot to this. Newly recovering people are not supposed to date for 1 year, just saying. Okay? Lil, you have any questions here? Thank you so much. All right. Thomas, I don't know where you are in here. You've had like 1,500 questions. Boy, where is Thomas? I love this name, Winter Queen. I'd like to take that for myself. Thank you. Thomas, I'm going to try and go back to some of these here. He admitted he didn't process his feelings. He couldn't manage work, school. This is probably somebody who broke up with you. Private life, his situation at home is bad. He has to do everything by himself. I respect that. It's tough. He couldn't continue dating and just wants to be friends. He doesn't have the time to properly see me at least once a week, and he's not able to give me the attention I deserve. Okay, that's bullshit. Just sorry. Let's just do it. Okay? Should we be ruthless? I'm not saying that he didn't like you. I'm sure he did. It's a way of closure for me. I still have a letter for him. He said he wants it, and I want to give it in person. Not necessarily. If it's closure, just close it. Thomas, I caught part of your conversation, but I caught enough of it to tell you. First of all, I have no doubt that whomever you were dating was really into you and got you whooped up. Okay? So we're assuming that you're not delusional and imagining this. But when somebody throws everything in front of you as the barrier, you do realize it wasn't one thing. It wasn't like, you know what, I'm not in a place where I can do this. I'm not dating anybody. It has nothing to do with you. I'm just not. That's one philosophy. But when they start to pile on, I've got this and I've got that and I've got this and I've got that, now they're making a plausible lie. They want to make sure there's no leak. You know, it can't just be work because work might finish. Can't just be a sick relative because you got to wait till they die. And then if he dies, oh my God, I might have time. So then it's got to be, oh, and I'm not supposed to. So he's thrown so many things in your path. My question is, why are you still there? If you have a letter of closure, I strongly suggest you edit it down to 1 page. People tend to write 3 pages. People tend to criticize the person. Just say what you need to say. I think it's nice of him that he wants to read it, but I think your hope is working against you. When we see signs such as this, the strongest play is to walk away. Doesn't mean you still don't want them, but you close the door to the bad behavior. You close the door to them closing the door to you. Do you understand? You do it for your self-esteem. You do it for your forward movement. Now, with you not there, with you not the wounded puppy, with you not the one just waiting for their attention, you look so much more interesting. Then they're going to think, damn, why did I let Thomas walk out of my life? He just left. Oh, okay, I'm not looking for that. I really liked you. I was really encouraged. But sounds like you've got so many things, you're either not sufficiently attracted or you're just not, this is not the relationship for you and you still want to date. That's cool. Okay, take care. Boom. You're giving this guy way too much power. Okay? I hope you've got that. Let me see. Winter, I don't know what happened. I know she'd find my effort nice, but is it worth it? My winter celebration in the Norwegian style, slow and cozy. Oh, I like that. I didn't catch the beginnings of it. Who is this now? Lil and, okay, Kylie. Man talks about sex a lot. This is the 28-year-old? How can I tell if that's all he wants? I've asked and he told me he wants a relationship and is happy to wait. I'm pacing. The kid's 28. That's all they think about. Well, he's a little bit past it, like 23, I think 22. That, you know, that's they have nothing else on their mind. He might have a fetish for older women. He might have this whole MILF thing going on. Listen, you're there, you're in Spain, you found somebody you like. Can you test the waters as a lover and survive? None of us, you can start for relationship and lose them someplace along the line. Just figure out what is best for you. When I spoke to you before, you had somebody, I thought, in another country. I'm very confused. Maybe I'm wrong. There was somebody else coming in and out of town. Maybe they've all fused together. But I would, in your case, investigate the people available in my world, right where I am. I know you're deeply spiritual, the people that intersect with you on that level that you think you can trust. And you get to drive the car here. This is why I'm sorry you didn't take the class. I start the class with all of them giving me a photograph of themselves with their hands on the steering wheel. Very, very, very important. We don't care if he's talking about sex. It's not great, but you can redirect him and then see if he fulfills this for you. You get to choose who comes into your life and you get to choose who you have sex with. So you're in a greater control than you want. Remember, all of you, If you don't know what you want, you're gonna get what they give you. Remember that. If you don't know what you want, you'll get what they give you. So take the steering wheel, let him know where you want to go, let him know how you want to do it. And the best you can do is negotiate and say, no, I don't want that. I want this. Now we have a real conversation. Now we're building a foundation for how we're going to be together. Don't be afraid to speak up. Okay? All right. What else do we have here? Let's see. Carrie, thank you for talking to Thomas. You agree with me. Sounds like he's stringing you along. Thomas Hope is one hell of a hook that can keep us participating in the games people play. I agree. I know that many of you do not bother to look at my website, but there are scores of articles, probably 70 or 80, just that I wrote for Huffington Post, which means they're kind of short. They're under 800 words, under 500 words. But I wrote one called When Hope is Harmful, and it's important. We have to know when we're living in hope and how to fuse reality, okay? This is something new, I think. Alex Flips, thank you. Oh, so generous today, 5 pounds, thank you. So it's a bad idea to give her birthday card I got her, isn't it? No, unless it was romantic and there were hearts in it. Or maybe I can be friends and focus on the other woman I'm dating. On the other women? Ha! Way to go. I think we only spoke 2 weeks ago. So this is pretty good. Give her the birthday card. I remember you said she's a nice lady. Alex, put her to work. Why don't you? Enlist her to be me. Tell her, you know what? I really appreciate your honesty. You're just so nice to me. I found myself attracted to you. I want to date, but I'm kind of like a little shy. Can you give me tips like what do women like? Sometimes when you flip a woman to a friend and have them help you, she might buff you up. She might go, oh, dude, you got to wear these pants. What do you think about these shoes? You could give her a part-time job that she would love. We love to do this stuff. Women like to be matchmakers. Women like to help you with your outfits. They like to see, it's like the guys that tell me exactly how to hit a weird shot on the golf course. I absolutely follow their instructions 100%, whether I agree with it or not. I do everything they tell me to do. And when that ball goes exactly where it's supposed to go, guess who gets the reward? Them, not me. So think about it. I'd enlist her to be your dating coach. Why not? And give her the card. Okay, what is this? Kylie, hi. Thanks, Susan. First date tomorrow. I'll let him pay. It's only coffee. Very good. How long should I let him pay? Any other tips for first dates? He's young. Find out what he does as a job. Maybe next time on the second date, do something a little bit more than coffee and a snack, or an inexpensive place to eat. In Spain, I think you can get some great meals and split the bill. And I only say that because unless he's in financial services or he's a high-end programmer, 28, he's not going to have much money. But I know you are also saving all of your money for your expansion of your business. You may even want to have a discussion. You may have a discussion and say, look, I'm very modern. I don't want to take away from the lovely nature of being courted. I do like that as a woman, but I'm also aware of the fact that you're younger. I'm on a budget too, just so you know, because I'm trying to build a business. But maybe, how would you feel if the next time we got together, we split the check? See, if he were a 50-year-old guy in a venture capital fund and he wanted you to pay for the second date and he really liked you, he's not showing you one of the many chips he has to offer. We have to talk real world, not what offends people, not what's politically correct. We have to talk about how it is in the real world. In the real world, there is a short time period where a man can show his feathers like a peacock and impress a woman. Normally on a first date. This is why I don't suggest a dinner meal. Why would you pay two, three, $400 for somebody you don't even know whether you like them? You will feel really gypped if you were hoping that would get you sex or you're hoping it's going to get you a girlfriend. And we don't want to buy a partner, males and females, straight, gay. We don't want to buy them. But in the beginning, there is the one who's asked us out who would treat. Start small. You don't want to set a precedent that I always pay, and you don't want to set the precedent of I always take. When you become a couple, you begin to sort things out and you begin to think of how things are mutual. Maybe he takes you out to dinner. The next time you say, you know what, I'm going to make a fabulous meal at my house. Why don't you come over? I'll get the wine. You just come, relax. Maybe you can get a little dessert for us. And then it starts to be more equal because now you're a couple. And that's a great question. When do you actually start doing it? Okay, love. Thank you. Carrie, hi. Hi. I haven't tried dating yet, but I so appreciate these live streams and the videos you post. Thank you. Thank you for how no nonsense you are, kind and professional, but no BS. Thank you. Thank you. I really need to have conversations with my single people because there's a growing number of single people and millennials that have just gone, I'm traumatized, I'm done. And it's really hard. I was interviewed recently, really great project. We don't know whether it's going to fly or not, but it's a very good project. And I found myself kind of going off into a tangent about, the question is in your 22 years, what are the traits, what are you seeing? And I think what's so amazing is I do a lot of interviews. I get called on a lot. New York Times, Newsweek, USA Today, you name it, magazines. And I clicked through one of these things and it said, if you need help here, because at the very end they had their little blurb. And I clicked on to a listing of probably 150 females who were young and new and entering this business as relationship experts. And I thought to myself, oh my God, what have we done to people? That the thing that was so the next logical step, you go to high school, you get married. Now, oh my God, you need somebody to help you with your trauma. You need to get meds for the depression. You've got, what is it? What is it? Post-traumatic stress, like relationship post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, you've got all these things. What was the thing that, was easy to do 50 years ago was to get married. The hard thing was to avoid it. Now, the hard thing is to even get into a partnership, even living together, or the fact that you get a label. I mean, it's just become so crazy. And I said that this is my main concern as we go on in this world. And I see millennials just going, I'm out. And Gen Z even going, I saw what happened there. I think I'm out. And, what a sad commentary, but I do feel that the single people in the world have been underserved and under-supported. And I want to be very clear with everybody here who is currently single. They're single by choice. They're single by, it's not my choice, but given all I'm looking at, I like myself enough to not date any of the nonsense that I've been trying to repel. And then there's single looking and, oh God, please help me. And I'm going to tune into this show because maybe she's going to say something that'll help. Okay, but I want everybody to feel served and supported. Single by choice is a completely functional, healthy category. It doesn't mean you have some kind of emotional disorder. It doesn't mean that you can't love. It probably means that you are so fulfilled on your own that you don't need the reflection of another to feel the greatness and the vibrance of life. That's amazing. But if you want to, we're going to try and help you out. Okay, sorry for the side commentary. I just wanted to get that in there for anybody. Raul, hi, happy holidays, Susan. You are wonderful. And thank you all for finding me. I'm so sorry about whatever happened. I still don't know what happened. It just went away. No, no Tokar, it just went away. Okay, I'm running late tonight due to work. Okay. Okay, Carrie, thank you for helping Thomas. Thomas, yes, he's a paradox. I've got an entire story typed up, but I can't fit it into the chat unless you guys don't mind some spam. Let's see. Winter Queen, thank you for what you're doing. You are very sweet and helpful to us. Thank you. And I love your name. Okay, Raul says, I used to date a rich girl and she expected me to always pay bills, buy her gifts. Okay, that's over the top. Because you were only dating. And spend on plane tickets, because that's where her parents always did, pay for everything she owns. I was drained in the end. Okay, first of all, what bothers me about that is that on her end, she never even had the sensitivity to get a read on the room, like, this person is not in my world. Half of the world has food insecurity at this very moment. I don't, but it doesn't mean that I don't know it exists and that I'm not sensitive to it if something came up, if I were in that situation. So, I mean, half of the world doesn't live like the, well, 98% don't live like the 2%, or 99% don't live like the 1%. In her template, it's very fixed, and she needs to stay dating people in her world that have her kind of money. It would have never worked anyway because she has no empathy for where you are. And all that you did to prove to her your affection, which really cost you a lot. Everybody, I want you to remember that the price of love should not be at your direct expense. That is not how you prove your love. Love can be challenging, and there can be situations where you really have to stand up for your mate or you have to make some sacrifices. But these types of sacrifices, whether they're emotional or they are financial, to just get in the game and prove it, no good, no good. Okay, now I know that Gwyneth, probably I'm a little worried about it because she's not feeling so well, so I'll finish these. I've been listening to you for a few months now, but only now I've been able to catch you. Well, first of all, I'm amazed that you all found me on the new, quick booted up channel. Hi, Faith. Looking at your website right now, just found you. This is gold. Thank you. Mr. In Sobriety does need to work things out with his family and doesn't want to make any promises about our future in the meantime. I'm heartbroken. Faith, better be heartbroken at this juncture than to have him sexually involved with you, maybe more so than he was, trying to get sober and now going back and forth between the guilt for screwing up his family life that he's trying to restore. He'll probably come back to the same place. Even though one person gets sober, and we're assuming he's going to stay sober, that's a big, big, big assumption because it's one day at a time. The damage that he has done to his family probably is very difficult to retrieve. And in early days of sobriety, he doesn't have enough change to prove to his ex that he is changed for good. So this is a hard journey. But you don't want to be in the middle where he feels guilty that he's not trying with her, and then he feels guilty that he's not giving you what you want. Now is the perfect time when there's this level of chaos, everybody. Oh, I know how I'll do these. From now on, I'll take a specific example, answer it, but I'll make it general so you can all benefit. If somebody comes into your life with a set of circumstances that are so restrictive and so difficult for you to work with, it is better for you to sit that out, especially when there are moving parts like this, like sobriety, reconstituting a family, at least getting a good review, trying to get a relationship with the kids again. They are going to have their total focus on fixing the mess that they left in their wake. Okay, so they're not going to have time to want to go to a new area. That's a time to sit it out and move on. All right. Casey, I'm in a happy and stable relationship and I still find value in your advice. Happy holidays, Susan. Thank you, Casey. That is so wonderful. I love that. You know, we have Jillian here who's going to be married. We have a Zen maiden who finally got out of the loop of obsessing over a broken-hearted ex. That she broke her heart over her ex, found some of the material, never worked with me, comes on to say hi to all of us, happily married now several years. Um, let's see what else. Jonathan, wait, is Jonathan in here? Jonathan, how are you doing, my dear? So nice to see you. The only person in my community that has actually been helpful and actually tried to give me any advice or encouragement. The only one. Do you know how many relationship experts there are? The only man generous enough to actually give me some real tangible information. And great information for all of you. Ladies, if you have somebody, if you are looking to sort yourself out and you're an adult female over 40, Jonathan is great because he'll tell you like how it is, how a guy sees it. He doesn't pull any punches either. Okay, so you got a lot of fans on here. Well said, Susan. I'm definitely a frustrated millennial. Every time I think there's a connection, something happens. And I'm moving further in my career than ever because I don't have kids. Okay. All right. Like Leone. Everything is a segment, and you're always allowed to adjust and amend. And if this is working for you, go full force. As someone who has tried to have a career and hit her peak at the same time that I got my Medicare card, I can tell you it's a lot of work when you're doing this later on. Having several careers didn't help. Each one was very successful, but you leave one, you think you're going to retire, and you start another one. It's like, oh my God, another mountain to climb. If you're making traction early on in your life, that's golden. But I promise you, if you are seeing the world out there and you're going, this is of no energy for me to utilize, I'm not getting anything out here, I'm not looking for anything right now, honor that. I'm glad you are, and don't feel badly about it. If you happen to meet somebody, I'd ask you, though, to have a conditional little door inside your mind that says, however, universe, if you have somebody fabulous who's going to be a helpmate, not distract me from my goals, help me be on target and be the person that supports my dreams as I support theirs, that door I might want to open, but I need a little help from you. You got to help me. I'm not going to actively look for it, but I need your help so I can recognize it. I would make that addition to your mental thing. Just saying. Okay. Let's see. Jonathan is still in here. You didn't see my comment. Anyway, Susan, may you stay healthy because we need you to stay sane. You're a blessing. Thank you. You're both gold. Greetings from Scotland. Okay. We had a very compassionate breakup. He told me he was coming back. That's already really difficult for me. Okay, we haven't spoken in 10 months, and it's been painful to me. Well, of course, you're on hold. He has reserved your heart. I haven't reached out. Should I reach out for Christmas? I feel hurt. Where is he? Why? Okay. I do not believe, philosophically, that anybody has the right to reserve your heart. It's like in the movie theaters in Manhattan. Oh, they were brutal. Before assigned seating, which we have now, people just didn't want people to sit near them. Now, in Manhattan, you've got only so many movie theaters, and you got everybody who wants to go. People would put their purse down, and they say, oh, I'm saving this seat. Then the movie starts. There's nobody there. People went crazy. People would turn around and say, you said you were saving the seat. That's the middle row. I wanted the middle row. What's wrong with you? Nobody has the right to reserve you. And the fact that you waited for 10 months, you got in that loop of hope where hope is harmful. I've been there, but he broke up with you, and I might come back is the coward's slow backpedaling where he wanted to, it's not my fault. I tried, I don't know, I'm confused, it's not working, so he's going to backpedal. Not fair. Really not fair to you. And now you want to reach out at Christmas because you're feeling warm and you're looking at the happy movies and maybe you're seeing the Hallmark commercials and everybody's together. The best thing you can do for yourself is to get into some therapy, get into a group, start working with somebody on your self-esteem and build up your own life and start the audition process from scratch for a new partner because this one is not going to be your leading person. Your leading man, your leading woman, they're not going to be it. Okay? Do not wait for somebody to come back. It's not like they went off to war and they're going to be there and you're married to them. You wait for them to come back. It's not the same thing. This is somebody who broke up with you and just didn't want to be honest with you. Oh, it's just not right. I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you. I just think that's not right. Okay. So, hi, Jonathan. We love you. Everybody loves Jonathan. I love Jonathan. Jonathan is very happily involved. He has a lovely partner. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then we're going to get out. Hi, Susan. I'm dating someone new after a painful breakup, and I don't really know if I'm ready yet for something new or whether to be young and wild for a bit. How do you know if you're ready? Well, you're already questioning it because you're writing it here. So part of you wants it and part of you doesn't. I would say, JG Review, go and explore this current person that you're dating. But do yourself a favor and do them an ethical kindness. Say, look, tell them exactly what you told me. I don't want to toy with you. I'm not sure I'm done kind of being wild and crazy. But I want to explore you. I want to really give this a chance. But I need to tell you that up front. And how earnest are you going to be in trying to see if something's there? I think if it's something interesting and fun, they might be your wild crazy. Why is wild and crazy always one-off, one-night stands, elusive, mysterious, passionate, with huge depression and big crashes? Why can't wild and crazy be in a relationship? It might. Maybe you never allowed for that possibility to exist. Or this person could just be boring. But why don't you open up your mind beyond either or? Maybe the excitement that you'd really find is in a relationship, or it's going back to what you did before. But give it a chance, okay? Everyone, and Jonathan, my dear, thank you for stopping by. I have to thank everybody. Tam, that was painful, haha, but thank you. You always have amazing advice. So much love to you in this channel. Giving up on someone who isn't making an effort isn't actually giving up on anything. Love you all. Gwyneth is still here. She's got COVID. She's in bed. She's here. Do I love my mods or what? Everybody, thank you so much. The holidays are coming up. Have a blessed, wonderful time. Be with people you love. If you don't have people you love being with yourself. Every day is a new day. Figure out what you want to create. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Get the life you love. Know what you love. Be honest. Be truthful with people. Be yourself and enjoy this life that you've been given. Okay, everybody? Mwah. And I'll see you next week. Thank you so much all for being with me. Gwyneth, we love you. Jonathan, we love you. All of you. Thank you for your contributions. Bye, everyone. Happy holidays.